Hey everybody, it's Jillian. I need to inform people of this because remember, energy can never be created or destroyed. Electricity is energy. And so there's a lot of people in the healing energy world that use orgonite, that use Prana-like devices, quartz, different stones, metals, and you realize that piezoelectricity needs conductors. Okay? Piezoelectricity needs conductors. And guess what the main conductors are? They are quartz. They're like crystal, like salt and sugar. That's piezoelectric. Biodiversity. What is it? Bioelectrical piezoelectricity. The orgonite, all the resin in the orgonite, the different Prana devices that you think is going to deflect electromagnetism. I'm sorry, but energy can never be created or destroyed, only converted or conducted. So when someone's using a crystal, when someone's using different types of crystals with different color, stones or stuff in it, like an amethyst or other types of crystals, they're just actually conducting the energy and it's activating your imbalances. So you wonder why you have anxiety. So you wonder why you have an uptick of cancer, disease, and chronic illness. Yeah, you want to go blame the vaccinations. Yeah, you want to go blame the 5G. But do you see how many people are buying these Prana devices, these supposedly deflectors of electromagnetism? How many people are buying crystals and orgonite and trying to set them everywhere in the house when it actually is conducting? You can't get away from electromagnetism. It can never be created or destroyed. It's everywhere. Do you realize that those orgonite devices and the crystals, they conduct electricity. They are piezoelectric. They are materials for piezo. They're like transducers. Why do you think people have an issue with salt? Because it activates your body to reflect the state of your body. Now, when you actually back up the salt with the cabbage and kale and you ferment it like the jelly juice and you add in covalent bonds like fatty acid, amino acid, prohormones, and minerals, then you have a body that's able to stay together and still be in motion without flying apart at the seams. So there's a lot of money in trying to sell something that you can't get rid of. Electromagnetism is everywhere. It's like a fucking virus. Okay? Electromagnetism is like a virus. It is everywhere. And so, yeah, when people do put all the crystals and they have, all their orgonite and they have all their little, things that they think is protecting them. No, it's conducting the energy. I was snowed into the orgonite. I was snowed into all the different crystal healing. No, there's no healing with crystals. Crystals just reflect back the state of your environment. Now, you can have, let's say, like I just posted pictures of different material for piezoelectric conductors, and yeah, barium nitrate, which they are doing reflecting of the sun's rays back to the atmosphere so it cools the planet down. Yeah, that's in the air. But even if you do put in like one huge big long column of orgonite or something, you're still conducting energy. If anything, you're attracting a lot more energy. And it's energizing. It's like almost like a direct current in a lot of ways. Or alternating current. I guess it's alternating. It's like an AC/DC. Well, how do you think Tesla is able to capture energy? Study Tesla. So yeah, there are some people out there that are making a killing off selling people orgonite and snowing them into thinking that it's actually protecting you. And no, it's activating and energizing electrifying the state of your body. And so if you didn't have 5G, you didn't have anything, then, you'd have the electrical storms. You still have to be able to energize your body so it doesn't atrophy. So then if you can't harness the energy in the 5G or, in your environment from people, places, and things, and you have to have salt to energize your body, to keep the systems going. And so what's going on is people in the energy healing world are staying away from food. They're demonizing sugar. They're demonizing meat, milk, cheese, all processed food. And they're bringing in heavy conductors like crystals, like orgonite, like all their different little devices they think is protecting them. And so they're actually causing the body to cannibalize itself because it's still action potential. It's still a freaking conductor. Again, the first law of thermodynamics is energy or electricity can never be created or destroyed. It can only be converted. So those in the energy healing world don't even know anything about physics. They're all stuck in the conspiracy, stuck in the religion part of science. Not even pure science, because they don't even know the first law of thermodynamics. You cannot destroy electricity. It's everywhere. Shit, you can light up, you can run a battery off of freaking potatoes. You've seen that on Facebook. So when you're not doing J juice, right? And you're surrounded your house with crystals and with orgonite and with everything else, and you have predispositions and cancer, disease, and chronic illness, guess what the orgonite and the crystals and all that conductor of activity is doing to your body? If anything, it's making your EMF even worse. How many people really think that shit works anyways? Oh, but it's the, what is it? The placebo effect. If you really believe that this crystal is going to heal you, and then, yeah, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're going to find your hormones and you'll do something to then, stop the evolution. And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, my crystal worked. Oh yeah, my orgonite worked. Oh yeah, my long column of whatever worked. I'm telling you, it's some crazy shit out there. But I'm bringing everything back to freaking science. I'm not getting lost in the manipulations of the freaking energy healing world, which I've had very close relationships with people in that world that still buy into that, of which had a hard time with me actually changing the salt from the pink salt to the white salt, because they were still under the impression that, oh my God, if it's processed, it's bad. No, it's called strategic. Jilly juice is all strategic, and it understands the facts and the laws of the universe. It's not lost in the stories. It's not lost in the salesman shit. It's not lost in the greed of money. It's not lost in, oh yeah, let me be your guru. I don't want anyone freaking worshiping me. Just freaking stay alive and be an example for your friends and family. Okay? And so, yeah, it's interesting that people that I used to mix with, several years ago, who are still actively selling these products to all their friends and family. And I'm sure they're aging and degrading. And I'm sure they're still probably staying away from sugar, meat, milk. And they're probably only vegetarian and probably staying away from soy, so they're not getting a complete protein. And so, yeah, I mean, so this is why it's hard to really penetrate those with the reptilian brain, because new information does not sink in, because it's easier to sell a belief and idea that most people can understand conceptually because of their level of perception and their ability or inability to really understand very difficult concepts. So when you parade something like, oh yeah, if I can point out a demon in our society, so let's say 5G is a demon, let's say the salt is a demon, let's say the sugar is the demon, let's say electricity is a demon. How the hell are you supposed to freaking live? Your body is electric. And so I find it kind of funny, those that, especially on the West Coast, when they're all about wrapping their bodies with copper coils and putting crystals all over the place, and they're actively aging and degrading. And they're putting all these conductors of electricity into their gardens, in their home, and everywhere. You know, and they're saying this is what's going to protect me from the EMF as they're conducting electromagnetism. Because again, electricity cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be converted, conducted. And then most people who believe in all that hoo-ha are then exhibiting the second law of thermodynamics, which is entropy. They are aging, degrading. They have wasted energy because they can't keep the covalent bonding in their body because they're staying away from meat, milk, fat. I mean, they're basically narrowed their food supply down to 1 grain of rice, and that's it. No wonder they're aging and degrading and wasting away to nothing, cancer, disease, and chronic illness, because cancer is a body trying to grow, and they keep stifling their evolution. They keep starving their body. So when someone says, oh yeah, if you want to stop cancer, just change your diet. Stay away from sugar, stay away from meat, stay away from this, and then starve your body so you can't grow anymore. That's exactly what they do in chemotherapy. Cancer patients are people who have stilted their growth process and the body is dying to fucking live, and you keep starving your body, and you're adding all this electricity to activate the starvation in your body, the cannibalization of your vital organs. And so watch these people. Some of you may know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say their name because I don't want to be totally calling them out, but I'm sure you kind of guess from what I've been talking about who I'm talking about. But watch them over time. They won't do JJ's because, believe me, they're not going to eat the food supply because they've already painted themselves in a corner. If they do JJ's, which I doubt they will, they got to deal with their predispositions. And I'm telling you, dealing with your predispositions is not fun. So, it is what it is. But I figure I'd tell you, those that are in the energy crystal healing world, you're conducting energy. Unless you're doing JJ's and eating the food supply, that shit's going to cannibalize you. You're just energizing your body's, the state of your body. And if you're in decline, those crystals are going to accelerate your decline. And so it actually is doing the opposite of what you think it's doing. But hey, people don't know science. They don't even know thermodynamics. That probably hasn't even crossed their freaking mind because they're lost in the energy healing. They don't realize that energy is fucking electricity. Oh, but the two words, they're different. They're different words, but the same thing. But that's how the system compartmentalizes and then basically pigeonholes you. And then you go down rabbit holes that you cannot get out of. And that's why people pass away. Because they are drowning in the rabbit holes they've dug themselves. And when someone sends them a lifeline, they ignore it. They're like, oh yeah, it's my belief. I don't believe in that. Yeah, that justifies why you don't have to change or do anything different. And then when you do actually end up where you don't want to be, then you'll blame the system. You'll blame somebody. You'll find someone to blame. Already they're finding people to blame. People are blaming the energy that you cannot get away from. That's the fucking kicker with the energy healing world. Oh yes, the crystals and the orgonite are going to, they're going to run the electricity away. So you are now what? What kind of space are you in? What do you think your universe is made up of? Hello? So anyways, you guys have a good day, but I had to have a laugh on that. Bye.